everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing a rotation safe Rakdos Reanimate deck. This kind of inspiration came from Legend VD, a very cool and awesome creator. You should totally check out his channel if you somehow have not stumbled upon him yet. But he made a list that was pretty close to this. We made a couple of alterations where I went up a couple of torture towers and stuff like that. But our primary goal is to reanimate stuff using Zombify and Rakdos joins up. These kind of creature dying from Rakdos joins up isn't as relevant as it has been in the past, but the main creature we want to bring back is Arden. I'm not entirely sure how to say it. We want to bring that back because it brings all of our other stuff back as a 5/5 demon and gives them haste, and we get absolutely crazy games to pop off with this card by stealing our opponent's stuff. One being an Indomitable Recruiter or Immodange Recruiter that gives all of our stuff haste, and then our opponent just can't end up beating it. So it's very cool. We get a lot of pop-off plays with this card. But with that said, let's go ahead and dive in. Yes, I believe so. We have Fear, been this, maybe Zombify it back. We have a couple of decent like drops here. We don't really have any straight-up removal, which kind of sucks, obviously, but we'll see how it goes. If not, we can at least put pressure in. This is an enchantment creature. We can play land, get rid of maybe land plus something else is valuable to turn Delirium on, but that seems kind of bad against what? Omniscience, maybe? So maybe the tempo play is just better. I mean, this has to be Omniscience, right? I don't think getting rid of Zombify makes any sense as much as I, like, physically want to do it. Because I want to turn Delirium. Oh, no way, dude. My bad. I forgot I was playing Vivi, apparently. I just said, no way. My webcam's off. Nice. I just looked over. And it's, like, grayscaled. Okay, cool. I love my webcam. Actually, a fine webcam. It just sucks at the same time. But yep, surveil land. I think they put a land in the bin. I'm just stuck with lands. Could argue maybe we kept a surveil land, but I also don't think like at any point I expected to do this. There's Torch. It's not in there. Combat. I mean, no. No Omniscience right now. That's pretty good for us. Bada bing, bada boom. And this is an attack trigger, so they won't be able to dispersal it like they did before. And I'm 100% turning Delirium on. If I have the option. Stock up. This is a full tap out. They're dead? Right? I mean, they're just dead to this because it's an attack. Do they think it's not? This isn't enter an attack trigger. So it doesn't. Here. Damage? Okay. I mean, they also might have just been like, you know what, I'll just cast this, see what it is, and let them win. They, like, not let us, you know what I mean. Next one. We're really looking for an extra land off this. And we want our red to be activated, of course. Bitter Triumph's also okay, I think. Because that allows us to actually put something in our graveyard. Blue-white again? Is it because I beat Omniscience that you have to put me against it again and then let me get bullied by it? Artifacts then? Oh, hitting that land is insanely massive. Honestly, Torch probably isn't good. We can at least offspring this potentially. I say potentially. Unlikely. So we have to also find a red source here. I mean, it's still possible, I guess, but unlikely seems more like the bit here. Spring-loaded trap, answering my Fateful, I assume. That's the best part about that card, is it just being in play. They couldn't answer my 3-drop. That's kind of disgusting, but sure. Alright. Attack. Sure. Didn't want to waste our 4 damage here because it's just way more damage this way. 4 upstairs. And then this starts ticking away, which is good. Now, the main thing about this is we only need it to attack, really. Doesn't matter how many constructs they put in. Oh, man. If I had a way to blow this up, that would come back as a full-scale creature. Combat. Yep. This is what we wanted. Weird. Like, I kind of want to Bitter Triumph that, but I think that's just a waste. Goes away. Sure. Carrot Cake is blocked effectively twice. An 11/11. If they kill it via, like, destroy, it does 11 damage to them. Ironcrag can do mana for anything, correct? Yeah, it can. Well, we got a land out of it, I suppose. But yeah, for anything. Synthesizer, okay. So we can also just win here, by the way, if they don't have an answer for this, which I don't think they will. I mean, might as well just attack out. Then pay 3 life. Whenever a legendary, yeah, it dies. Yep. I'll do 11 to face. Sweet, we get there. We reanimate Valgavoth. They didn't have a sweeper, which I was afraid of. Definitely a lot of sweepers that they could play in terms of exile, like an exile sweeper. Even this could technically do it. The real problem is they give me this back, which enters does 4, then 5, and then so 4 more for 9, 13. So technically that actually been worse for them, I suppose. But either way, we get there. I suppose we could try it, right? Well, might as well here. Boros Convoke, probably, if I had to guess. Yeah, that's what it seems like here. Let's Surveil. I'm never really blocking with this. Graveyard that. Now I have a good zombie fight target. Especially because the way it'll work is I'll use Carnosaur's ability, hopefully. We can let this go, obviously. I mean, I said I wouldn't block with it, but actually I probably will, considering I have so many zombie fights. We bring this back, and then at the beginning of combat, it'll trigger, and then it'll bring back the Carnosaur. Sure. No Knight there is huge for us, obviously. Play this. Again, this can just block. We're not that concerned about it. Just have to be able to kind of have Carnosaur hit something later, but I feel really far behind. Our draws haven't been too good. I mean, yeah. Can't imagine they thought we were going to do that, but it is what it is. Go ahead. They play another one. It's what, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9? Yeah. Who would have thought? Just too slow of a hand, I guess. Here. Here. There. Here. Enter. We will target here, I guess. We will discard this. And I feel like this needs to attack. Going to 6. feel like it has to, right? I can't imagine it stays. And I have a blocker. Bitter Triumph was a pretty good pickup. It allows us to also discard this. So we went from one turn behind to this card being like incredible to maybe not. Do I have enough? No, I get there. Wait, yo. Wait a second, team. Pause. Everybody, pause. Everybody freeze. What do you say when you come in? Destroy up to one target permanent. Let us... What's the odds I have a protection spell? I don't think I can lose if I do it the other way anyway. Let's bring this back. Let's hit this Shelter by Ghost. This is still a demon. And then we can look in our graveyard, but we can also grab a Recruiter, which will come back as a 5/5, give everything haste, and win. Yeah! We aren't slow enough now, huh, brother? All right. Interesting hand for sure. We have a lot of ways to discard. We just actually need a way to find something that's good. Obviously, Light Shatter is going to be what we discard here. Off the Fear, because it's the only thing that really makes sense. Obviously, they're both legendary, right? So that's now gone. It could be a Deep Cavern Bat here. Nothing. Okay. Go Light Shatter, I guess. What am I getting rid of here? Probably not the land. Well, I get rid of one Bitter Triumph. I guess I could. I thought about getting rid of this, but I feel like that's just a bad play in general. Are you go for the throating or are you cut downing? Which would you like to do? Anoint with afflictioning. Okay. Wasn't really ready for that one. I do think the one with double strike, the double combat capability is probably better, but if they have cut down, I can definitely see that. Just invest 2 life to remove that one and then remove this, especially considering I already discarded a Light Shatter, you know. It's not necessarily the best EV in the world. Go to combat with this one. Attack. Sure. Definitely want to surveil here. Graveyard that, I guess. Go ahead. Poison? Just enjoying your deck before it rotates, huh? Fair enough, honestly. I can't even blame you. I totally get that. Weird. You could have counter spell. Good. We have other reanimate pieces, so it's kind of hard to want to play this any other way. We'll also put a sorcery in the yard, so now we're at 3. Do this. Another Light Shatter is not the thing that makes me the happiest, I promise that. Sure. There's the go for the throat. Attacks. I guess we'll play land and say go. Now, of course, we have Rakdos Joins Up, but we still need, like, a card to put in the graveyard. That's not to say our opponent doesn't find something, right, before then. This is legendary, so, I mean, Rakdos Joins Up does matter in that situation. Mirix tokens can't block. Just another piece, man. Most likely they'll remove this, though. And then, honestly, I guess here it's just best to invest the Rakdos Joins Up. Because now if it dies, it'll do stuff. And I don't think they're going to give us anything with Bitter Triumph to do, so I'm just going to keep going. Again, legendary, if it does die, it does shoot them, so they do have to anoint it. But how many anoints will they have? Who knows? We draw a land, it's possible that we can do Overlord and then Zombify something. They're double checking this. I guess they take 5 actually, which is quite crazy. Way more than that. And I mean, that's a good pickup. Good combat. Again, if they anoint this, we get nothing. They go for the throat. They take 5. Okay. Go for fear. If we hard cast Overlord, we could lose it to like disruption, right? So discard this guy. Get a torch, which isn't the best, but it's effect. And we can technically hit the Mirix token if we want. They let Overlord happen, which means we're gonna grab a Light Shatter back, most likely. That's all 4 copies, by the way. One of them is in exile, as I'll show you. Look, one's in exile. So we've officially hit everything, it seems. Pending down. I have a couple of torch targets if I want. I'll let that happen. We can obviously block. If they do something to remove our creature, we can then like torch their Mirix in response and do all that kind of good stuff. I will say we are in a very tough spot. It feels like it's kind of like this turn or nothing for us. We do have a pretty good card to do that with, but if they ripped a counter spell or something, we're just going to find ourselves in a lot of trouble. And just no real way to do it, huh? I mean, I guess I can like play the Light Shatter and go from there. Because like I do have double combats and it threatens a lot. But maybe our opponent will tap out. They deadly cover up. What are they going to get rid of? Zombify, maybe? Sure. Definitely, maybe it's Light Shatter. That'd be a bad move, but... Oh, it's the Light Shatter? No, they looked at our hand and they lost. They realized it was a bad call. Just take the Reanimate. Maybe they couldn't beat the Light Shatter coming in. That's crazy. They go for Light Shatter. They know we're going to bring this back. And then, I don't even... Do we even have anything? I guess... Oh, actually, it's crazy. We get to bring Fear of Missing Out back, and it'll be a demon, and it'll be a 5/5, and it'll have haste with the Delirium online. Maybe they misclicked, I guess. That could also be possible, but either way, we get there. All right, so here we are. I've had to cut a game for probably this is probably the first time I've ever had to cut a game for this reason. But I was playing against a Is It Vivi deck, and our opponent, in the nicest way I could possibly say it, genuinely had no idea what they were doing. It was incredible. Like at one point I was at 14. They had a Thrill Seeker that they played with like 8 mana floating. Like they had 1,000,000 mana. So the mana didn't matter. They had an 11/11 in the Thrill Seeker. They could, and the 11/11 hadn't attacked, and it's not summoning sick. They could have attacked and won the game because they had a bounce spell, the Thrill Seeker to fling both the Thrill Seeker and the other creature at me, and they just didn't do either. They did neither. And instead, it just like became this weird game where I randomly got to reanimate something, and I'm also a graveyard deck, and they played a Cauldron on turn 2. So the realistic chance of me winning was like 0 to begin with. And it just was like, it was tough, man. It was definitely a copy and paste. I've heard this is the best deck in the meta kind of thing. And I just had to be like, it is, I guess. You are correct. Do I just take 3 damage here? I can't really discard any of these. But I am going to answer this. I mean, I could have waited, I guess, but I want the Ajani, I suppose. I forgot this does bring him back. Oh, wait. It can gain its self-life. I'm going to do this one, though. It does move its counters. Gain life. Put a counter on itself. See, this is how this card's supposed to be played. I guess. Not like really. Honestly, I would target legendaries if Rakdos joins up was kind of a problem. Shelter by Ghost is a card I do have to worry about. And I am pretty much out of resources. If they... Ooh, Knight here. I don't think they understand what's about to happen, though. There's like a Johnny's going to come in. Also massive. I'm going to gain like 11. They're both going to get counters. And so even if they do eventually answer that creature, it just isn't going to be enough. Combat? Attack out? Of course they can trade it off, but I'm just going to Rakdos joins it up, bring it back. They just take 11 here. They are a life gain deck and they can stall for a really long time. But we have to remember these are menace creatures. They're at 8. I'm going to Rakdos joins up. Bring this back. Maybe I could have waited on that because now if they shelter, there's like a little bit of problem. But I also have like massive creatures, right? And we get a Knight Errant. Look at our top of our library, put zeros stuff in our hand. We just get to shuffle our deck. Again, shelter could cause a lot of problems here. Especially if they have 2. Honestly, probably can't beat 2, but we can try our best. They're at 9. I feel like I've hit them for so much, too. You have to remember that my creatures do have menace. They can only block one of them here. Okay. 3 counters will do nothing, so we'll get that out of the way. Yep. And we're in. Menace creatures. Have to be a double block on them. This does not work. I don't think they're realizing that they have menace. Yep. Unfortunate for sure. Now, if they removed this and somehow, but they just won't have it. Yep. That's all good for me. Unfortunate for them. They're really playing towards the aggro meta, and they just happen to run into us. It's just kind of one of those unfair matches for them, unless they have the shelter immediately. Because, again, they could answer... They could have answered the creature... They could have answered this, and then they would have been able to probably figure out at least one of these or 2 of these. Because, again, they lose the menace part, and then they're not near as effective. And they don't have lifelink anymore, because this also gives them lifelink. So they're not growing like they are. But, I mean, we only put them to -3, you know. It's really close. Well, I've had a couple of hands like this. I think the last time I had a hand like this, I said, yeah, I'll keep. I have a lot of draw. I just need 1 black source. That game might be here, or that might have been the Orzhov game that was just graveyard hate surgical extraction. I don't remember. This is like, when I play against those, I'm like, where's this match when I'm playing like just Sky Control? You know what I mean? I'll play this. I could obviously play Fear, but I'd rather get my tap land out of the way, because then even if I do draw the zombie fine stuff, it's like, what am I doing with it? Well, they play a creature here that I can torch. World may never know. About the... Okay, well, to be fair, I could torch that, but I can't. I could torch it now, but I'm not gonna. What? Oh, what a card. What a card. Like... Just get rid of it. I have plenty of ways to discard anything good or relevant. I'm just hoping they try to like slam a Fairy Mastermind or something in between here and there that torches could be good against. Or something like this, and then they activate, right? Activate that map. Sweet. So we kind of get what we want. We got a little bit lucky. Obviously, I guess this could be a Spell Pierce or maybe a cut down for them. So now we know a little bit of what's probably going on over there. We have a basic mountain. So I'm going to play this Light Shatter. I'm going to get rid of Light Shatter. Maybe, honestly, no, we have to keep 1 way to discard, right? Okay. Maybe I could have got rid of it. Land, combat, 3 hits, great. And honestly, at this point, it might be just okay to play double fear and just go wide. But they do play some amount of board wipes, and by some amount, I mean like what? X command.
The housewarming party has arrived.
Sure.
Sit down.
With me.
Rethink your life.
Fear. Summon can go. There's a land. Honestly, here I probably just play the torch. So I probably just play Surveil land. Get rid of that land. And then I just torch here. Bye.
Okay.
Now Delirium's online, which is pretty good. But who knows? Obviously, cut down a card that we kind of put ourselves around the turn before. Sissel's pretty good. Let's just play Fear, number 2. Feels like maybe a counterspell here now. I could have played the land, but I do want... I mean, I guess I should have just played the land, but honestly, Surveil land's better for us. So we kind of got lucky there. How much mana do I have? 3, 6. I'm not actually close, so I'll bend that. I'm like semi-close. Not close enough that it matters. But also thickening the graveyard for a light shatter, maybe. Let's see it. Another cut down, sure. This can be crude, but it can't attack. I need one more. We're at 3 here. We have a 5, 6, 7, an 8 drop and a 9 drop that we hope to avoid with light shatter, I guess. Oh, okay. Honestly, didn't expect that attack without a Kaito and ninjutsu in. Combat? Maybe they have to go for it? No? Alright. What do we hit at random? It's going to be a 9 drop, isn't it? This will still counter, so that's always tough, huh? Sure. It still counters, but it is what it is. Pass. Again, it's kind of one of those things, like, if I could just find... Oh, just playing that. Okay. I feel like just
Shadows and into the fray.
getting rid of this would have made way more sense.
You're not going anywhere.
Breacher can be blocked with power 2 or greater, so it kind of doesn't matter. Sure. That's going to flip now. Okay. Wow, dude. Incredible. In turn, there's been so many tap out moments where just getting this back would almost instantly win us the game. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You get indestructible, but obviously we're just trying to block here. I mean, I guess this is the biggest. Sure. Well, we draw 1 of 6 here. We're 20 cards deep. But they can also draw a counterspell. Feels about right. Creature, sure. Now it's also the thing, it's like... Do you have it? Yeah, they're going to have it, aren't they? Or go for the throat. Give me to combat, please. Please be nothing. We have to go for the big swing play, by the way. We got the big swing play. Okay. Because the thing is like, I could have done it the other way, but I think we have to go for something like this. And this also has flying and menace. So I guess the play here is to blow up this. the beginning of combat? Did they have the one that enters and taps? I mean, either way, that's a 4-drop, right? So we attack here. It says menace. All right.
I'll win.
What? There's no way that's correct. There's no way. There's no way you don't flash that in first. This loses its abilities, I guess. I just refuse to believe that that's correct. What are we doing? Play of fear. Okay. Giving ourselves a chance here. To deck thin first. I have a lot of mountains. Okay. Yeah, I guess. This gets to attack me for free, which is messed up. There's not a lot of cards that I like hate that doesn't make sense to hate, but this is actually one of them. I hate that card so much. I mean, I guess like it only makes sense to do something like this. Every time Light Shatter can live here, it's actually huge, but I feel like they're going to block it with the Preacher. Yeah. Oh, is this the block we get? What's the blocks we get here? Okay. What if this is our... What if this is our plan? Actually, I just get to draw that, though. I know that's not that great, but... Tap here. No. I know I lose this, but like... And I know this is possible, but at the same time... That's gonna attack me this turn anyway, and then 3 creatures are still alive. I don't think I have a choice. Gold standard. Full scale. Full scale miss. On any reanimate effect. It's happening! Come back, buddy! Do we get the win? Untap here. And we go for another combat. We have the loop. It's looped. We get to go again. Yo, it's so sick. What a crazy game. We ended at 20 life. What a wild, insane game that was. What in the world, man? All right, loading in here. We're ready to go. Surveil right away. I guess. We have a while before we get to play this one. Golgari. It's definitely a bit tougher because there's always a chance that they could have some amount of interaction. But let's play it faithful. This deck definitely can play like Frillbacks. It can play the Ghost Vacuum. It's Jund. I don't know what's going to happen to me. There's a fear of missing out. Now I'm horrified. All right. All right. All right, brethren. Just leave it. What do I do with that? This, maybe? We kind of have to find a land. I'll attack for 3. And then we can kind of do this. Unless, of course, we draw Zombify, and then maybe we're just bringing back the Carnosaur, but... Dredger's Insight. Very cool. Not the Cactus, bro. Come on. We don't need to do this. We just don't. You don't have to do this to me. They leave it in there to reanimate it. Wait. What if I get to Cactus them? Man. This, I guess. It's right there, dude. It's right there. That's tough. Enchantment, creature. Overlord's actually pretty good. Well, I want a way to discard another card. Make me sick, dude. You're right there. I want to hit them with their own Cactus. That is my entire goal. Now, will they bring it back anyway and win? I don't know. Does it get it whenever this creature attacks? It has to attack. Okay. That's pretty good. Yeah. Don't mean that. Don't mean it. Just don't. So I basically got to play this the opposite way. Where I have to like wait. I mean, this, I guess. I really hope they let me bring their Cactus back. That'd be so fun. If I get to do it, obviously. They might have another Zombify and everything, and obviously they're going to feel good. But I'm holding up these 2 Bitter Triumphs. They're not getting me to budge. There's no way. So most likely they're going to bring this back. Then they're going to try to do like some double combat shenanigans. And then I'm going to double remove that thing. Oh, wait, no? I mean, I guess, like, why do anything here? There's a squirming. Okay. Here, I guess. Uh-huh. I really hope they try to reanimate something here, you know? Problem is, like, I have a lethal board. I don't know what their... I don't know what the plan is here. Yeah, see, they pass now. I don't even have to do that much. They obviously have this. Is that all we think they have, though? Alright, team. Play incorrectly or correctly. I am entirely down to play incorrectly. This one. So I'm pretty sure we have like a guarantee way to win. But I don't care. I just don't. Okay. You have a way to stop this. I just don't think you do. Yeah. You could have let me do the Cactus thing and you took that away from me. Honestly, you can call me a coward for not playing it myself. But we would have brought this back and get to attack because we played our own. This would have came back. We would have swung it, hit them for thousands. They took it from us, dude. They really did. They took all of our joy. I can't believe it. Went into diamond here. We'll see. Enjoyed my space down here. Now we don't have to really play the Fable Passage the way we might thought we had to, because we can just torch and it doesn't cause problems with light shatter. I was definitely afraid of. Blue black. We had an absolute crazy game against blue black earlier, so hopefully we can maybe win this a bit cleaner and not have to go to such lengths and kind of gamble was not the right word to use, but kind of, hey, I hope you don't have it. We're not going to tap out here. We're just going to hold our double removal because it just feels like they're going to flash something in. I think it's exactly what's going to happen here. I mean, I can just answer Kaito, I guess. Like, what, to get a card draw out of the deal? Who knows? Maybe my Bitter Triumph gets to put away something better. I will torch one of these, though. We do it before they block, so before blocks are declared, so they can't Kaito in now. Have to wait. Yeah? I guess? Listen, there's a lot of things I thought could happen in this game. That was never one of them. You have a counter spell for this? Or just fair? Okay. My bad. We broke out the oddball deck. Oh no. The deck that I would never play around. I'm not playing around this. Like, ever. You know what I mean? It's just like, how am I expected to? Here comes Kaito now, I would assume. Yep. Here.
I've trained for situations. Did I scare you?
You miss a land? That'd be pretty cool.
6 different ways.
I don't think I could beat another one of these. This card's actually really good. It's just the fairies in the format right now aren't the best. And they won't be after rotation either, because they just kind of get worse. Let's go to Fear, just so we can get another chance at maybe hitting something. It's pausing now, so this can't be a spell pierce, right? Has to just be like a bounce effect. What? How are we pausing here? Of all times to pause. Okay. Sure. What? Not like a card we had to read. Here we go. We have cut down. Okay. Sure.
This place needs more hospitality.
Oh. Only problem. And it's a big problem. I have nothing. I have nothing going on.
Out of the shadows and into the
Surveil first, please. That'd have been so funny. Make it the zombify and bring back like a light shatter, I guess. I am at 8. I guess it's probably... I mean, maybe I hit big here. Okay. Thankfully, we decided to play that instead of wheeling it, because, you know, that makes sense. Here. Obviously, I'm casting that. Need to. Now, I could be dead. They have a way to, like, threaten lethal. Honestly, I guess they have a way to do it regardless. If they have another Kaito. If they bring their land up and attack. If they have 2 of the creatures that flash to put counters on things. Like, we're just not in a great spot at all. And it sucks. I was not ready for Flash and 2 Fairies, never change these cards out. Yeah, and that's just a dead card. Card we needed, I don't know, 5-7 cards ago. You go first. Have a lot of way to discard. No Reanimator, no big effects, but I think we're okay with that. At least for right now, it is. We have a couple draws. We do have like a removal that does it. Typically, if I have a Bitter Triumph and a couple of draws, I'm still okay. It feels like we should get there regardless. Play a Fear. Card this. Blue, white. Honestly, hopefully it's artifacts. Never thought I really would be saying that, but blue white control is just going to be an awful time. Throw another one. 6. Got to worry about, obviously, temp lockdown, but maybe it's still artifacts. Possible. Artifacts tends to be a bit more popular. See the Saw Blades here. Oh. Interesting. I'm gonna take it down. Maybe it's a 3 steps ahead. Maybe. It does do 4 damage. It's pretty good. Got like a hair in my eye. Yeah, I don't know how that's like a consideration to counter. I feel like that's pretty cut dry. But, I mean, I could be wrong. Alright, 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 alright. Do we have a land? We do. Do we have an instant? We don't. Sorcery, neither. Neither. Bring this up. What? Fair enough. Delirium's not going to get turned on regardless. I'm going to get rid of the Pyroclasm though, because that card obviously doesn't do me any good. Delirium is threatening next turn. They can bring this up and block, but all it does is block, of course. Can't block my land that has Menace. There you think you can do that? Honestly, a Sunfall here and they lose the game. Let's go, baby. Here we are. This one. We bring back this guy. We go to combat. We bring back this guy. 5/5 demon enters, deals 4. We attack, we deal 4, and then hit them for 5. Heck yeah, dude. Nice. Going first here. We have, oh man, all the good cards are in our hand. But we do have good ways to discard. So I'm kind of okay with this, especially with Surveil lands here. Oh, dude, I thought that was a Leyline of the Void. You almost watched me launch Amazon for a monitor. Holy cow. I about crashed out so fast. I will take a torch. This seems like a heavy emphasis on life gain, which should be a fine matchup for us, in theory. Should be fine. I almost, to some extent, want to play this and torch that so I can kind of cool down the life gain, or especially if they try to go for like a Shelter by Ghost here, I have a response. Oh! Line them up and knock them down. Nice. We get exactly everything we want there. Alright, man. Calm down. I need a way to discard now. I'll attack. I need any way to discard. It's all sitting in my hand. A Light Shatter would be absolutely incredible. No? Okay, we'll play another land. We'll pass again. Surveilling and not really hitting anything, even though I will say the torch was pretty awesome, right? Because it worked out in our favor pretty well. Sure. All right, that is a card I can technically discard. And it can take out that. So I guess we just pass here. Right, like why go too extreme on a spot like this? Here. I just resolved. Okay. Sure. Keeps their life total like manageable, and I kind of assumed they were bricked on that by having another one. Okay. To use the creature or to not use the creature? Almost feels like I should use the creature. Because if I do randomly hit another reanimate effect, I would like to, you know, have it, I guess. There we go. That is everything we ever needed. Everything's in there. We'll just tutor this away. And then just like that, I do have a good feeling about us hitting Diamond after this game. That's for sure. No real fear in attacking with this. But we're going to zombify. We're going to bring back here. And then that's going to bring back here. And then just everything's going to be looking up from there. I don't know exactly how they beat that. There's definitely good chances that they can. I mean, it's going to be 2 life. The Johnny Primate's going to seem like it's going to be a big creature, but it's just not going to be enough. Land tapped out here. Another land. A zombify comes in. We grab here, like we said. This enters. We move to combat. This triggers. We grab here. That comes in. We just go ahead and shoot the Pridemate down. Maybe the wrong choice in their eyes, but clearly enough, as this will uptick again on our turn, and we'll get to blow up yet another permanent, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, so here we are. Big shout out to Legends VD, or I believe that's how it is. I can never remember because there's another Magic player whose name's really close, but they kind of found a way to play the deck rotation safe, so obviously we kind of took a lot of their inspiration. And then we did change a couple of things around. For example, I played more torches, and I cut some of the other cards that they had in here in these piles, because I just felt like it wasn't super necessary to have those. But maybe I'm wrong, because sometimes I felt like I didn't have enough threats over here, or maybe instead of like another torch, we should have maybe played another Carnosaur or something. But this card rocks, man. This card is so sick. I was really down on this card, and I think the reason why is because I misread it the first time. So the very first time I played Reanimator, I went, oh, thankfully we reanimated a Valgavoth because it's a demon, it'll have haste, right? I kind of forgot that this turns them into demons because, you know, Magic players, we read the text and we go, oh, cool. It reanimates creatures for free. And then it's just like, I got to the part where it says target creature card from the graveyard. And then, like, I was like, all right, good enough. You know, like, it's good card. But this card's, like, way better as a reanimate target than I thought. Now, is the 4/4 a bit weak? Yeah, I would love it to be, like, a 5/5. Because, again, just like a bolt, or not a bolt, but, like, a lot of those kind of higher end spells can kind of get it in terms of damage. And again, we do have to like commit a lot to playing this, but it also just slams if we hit combat. And we had a lot of close games where this card just took over. Unfortunately, we didn't get to hit that opponent with their own cactus, but you know, needless to say, we got there regardless. But yeah, the deck's sweet. I played Rakdos Reanimator a while back. I really enjoyed a couple of cards that we were playing, and I'm curious if we ever get there again. See if I can't go find it. I was actually playing this Rakdos here. This is the beginning of your end step. Target opponent may sacrifice 2 non-land, non-token permanents of their choice, and if they don't, you draw 2 cards. So this was just like another good thing, and at 6 mana, it's actually kind of a playable card in a deck like this, and also, you know, it's kind of cool to play Rakdos because Rakdos is really sick. And then there's also, it's not Beseech the Mirror, but it's Reach. I think this card rotates. It's the only problem. It's this, a sorcery. Am I insane? There's no way it already rotated, right? Not an instant. No way. Why can't I find this card? Huh? What on earth is happening? Where is this card at? Am I like only in rotation? My deck's categorized for alchemy because it's rotation safe. Okay, whatever. Arena, I hate you so much. All right, I'm not crazy. All right, we played this card. What in the world? Why was my deck categorized like that? That actually kind of was making me mad. But either way, this is a card we played before because, again, we'd play it. We'd bring back a lot of good stuff and also our opponent's stuff when they were playing a lot more creature-based and things like that. So it was cool. Also, you had like a random mill win condition. If it got to that point where the game got drug out, you brought a lot of stuff back. They did whatever they needed to do to keep you down. And then you just cast a Breach the Multiverse that hid in Atali, and then you got to Breach the Multiverse again. But again, like we know, Atali is also not a thing that we're allowed to play anymore. So it's kind of, I mean, we could still play it, obviously, but it will be rotating. So it's a bit of a harder decision to like play that. Or tell you guys like, hey, craft Atalis, and then in a month or the end of the month you can't like play them, right? But at the end of the day, I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching. This deck is super sweet. It's really fun to play. I do think you can get mythic with something like this. It just takes a lot of time. I do think you're going to run into pretty much like when Arena does like the Arenaism, whatever you want to call it, where it's like, hey man, you've been having a lot of fun playing your graveyard deck. Here's 3 graveyard hate decks in a row. Good luck. Or Vivi also plays Cauldron, so that does make it a bit hard against like the best deck in the meta. But against like kind of mid-range decks and things like that, you can definitely pop off if the cards work out well. I do think the mana base is a bit of a sore spot, and maybe we need to play like a Famari's Vault would also be sick in here, even though we don't really have artifacts. I think Famari's Vault. Maybe we shouldn't. Vault. Oh, wait. I still have like 7 mana selected, don't I? This card would be kind of sick. I don't really think we have a way to make artifacts. This card looks top X and then put X in. You could, if you really were like, I want a way to discard forever. We just don't make any artifacts, so it's kind of bad. But it would be funny to have this and just be like, yeah, I'll just spend a mana to discard this. I don't think it's worth it, to be honest, but it's just something that you could technically consider, I suppose. You can also maybe consider playing this if we're in that spot where like our opponent's playing the Agathis. All right, we'll just exile our own stuff, and then we'll just make spirits and attack you and not let you sit behind an Agathis Soul Cauldron all game. That's also another interesting way we can play the game out. So with all that said and done, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.